Hello everyone, I'm James Beckworth. Um, I was named after my dad, so I'm a junior. I have a brother named Alex, a sister named Shayna, and a sister named Davina. Shayna has the same father, but a different mother, and Davina has the same mother, but a different father. We have three stepsisters, Dawn and Mandy and Brandy, which are twins, and they have the same mother as Shayna. Um, Me and my brother, we're the only two full-blooded sisters. So my mom and dad didn't stay together long after my brother was born, so but before that happened, my mom called me by my middle name because, if she wanted to call out to either me or my dad, she didn't want to get us mixed up. So I go by James and he goes by William. Um, in 1993, only my mom, my brother, my sister, and my sister Davina, we all moved out to California, down to the San Diego area. We stayed with my uncle Russ in San Diego until we got our own apartment up in El Cajon, California. We stayed there in El Cajon, California, at that apartment complex for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, maybe a little longer, until we moved oh, out to Lakeside. Um, Now I live in South Georgia, although I was born in Augusta, Georgia, so I did not grow up here. Here in Nashville, Georgia is where I live, but I've lived in a few different towns, Milledgeville, Thompson, Sandersville, Tennille, Gibson, Deering, Stapleton. I've been lived in all them places. Um, and I went to about five different schools from about the time I was 6 to about the time I was 11, and but that was all right. Um, in 1991, where we lived in Tennille, you know, we stayed there until 1993, sometime around September, until we moved out there to California. It was all right. Um, in 1994, I was me and my brother. We were out with some friends out after a game in El Cajon. So they had a football game. I mean, I never played football. I was never into like in sports. I was never a athlete, I guess. So, but I liked baseball until I got a little older. But I had a bad fall in 1994 after that football game. I was dumb because I've been a daredevil since I was a young kid, and it caught up to me one night after that football game, and me being stupid. So I was trying to impress some friends because I had just moved out to California, and I climbed. It was a chain link fence. I climbed up on top of it, and I had a little taller section that I grabbed onto. I held onto it, and I jumped to a swing set, which was only about 4 feet away. But the thing is, it wasn't raining that night, but there was moisture on that top bar. But I didn't know it, and I jumped. I grabbed onto the bar, and I grabbed it. I clenched it, grabbed onto it. But like I said, I didn't know that there was moisture on the bar, so I swung out, and boom, landed straight on my head. So, in my back, you know. Um, my brother was there. He heard me wheezing, and he thought I was, hurt, and thought I was, really messed up. So, he had one of our friends at the time went and grabbed my mom up, went and, uh, or no, actually, my brother and a friend took me back to the apartments where we lived, and then my mom took me to the hospital. in El Cajon. I can't remember the name of the hospital, but that's where she took me. And that happened in around, I guess, around summer of '94, somewhere around June, July. And all right, but a year and a half later, in 1996, I was out with some other friends, that I met later on. Um, we had stayed up all night, being at this street dance up in Julian, California, and then we after that street dance. I think it was somewhere around like 7 or 8 in the morning, a little bit later. But I was feeling tired. I didn't know what was going on, so I laid down on her bed, closed my eyes, and I thought it was just a couple of minutes, a few minutes, 10 minutes at the most that I was, had my eyes closed, sleeping. But when I woke up, I had EMTs all up in my face, and they were asking me what, or if I knew where I was, if anything, or if I knew what happened, and I said no, and they told me that I had a seizure, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know what seizures were at the time, so and good thing that my friends that they didn't know what happened, so they called the 911 in order for me to be able to go to the hospital that day. So you know, I've been a daredevil, but later on I got into skateboarding a lot, and I ride BMX. I rode BMX a lot, rode my skateboard a lot until the seizures started getting worse. So now I try not to do too much exertion for my body because it might send me into a seizure. If my internal temperature gets too hot, then I will probably have a seizure. So I try to keep myself cooled off, and it's hard sometimes because I like to get out and work. I don't like to be sitting still. I don't like to be sitting in the same place at 2 months at the same time. Too many times. Too many. You know, I just can't stand it. I just like to be up and going. I've always been an active, kid growing up, and it was like a total turnaround for me. So, but now that's it. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.